Bonjour and welcome to the Tarot of Claude. Today I'm going to be doing the December tarot reading for the sign of Libra. I hope you're doing well and that you've had a good November month. I'm going to pull out a couple of energies from my Shaman Stream Oracle deck. These are general reading, they will not resonate with everybody. Take what applies directly to your situation and leave the rest behind. If you would like a more comprehensive picture for the month, do check out your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. So what energies do we have for the month of December for our lovely Libras? Alright. Your first energy is card 14, Drifter. Experiencing life as it comes. This is the card that talks about going with the flow, not resisting what's happening, just surrendering to what's happening and being okay with it. Let me pull out a second energy for you from the deck. This one right here. Your second energy is card 52, Straddling Worlds. I think a fire sign got this card as well. Maybe it was water, can't remember. Anyway, Wandering Between Realms. This is the card that talks about transitioning. It's about you being, in no man's land. Not quite done with the past, but not stepping into the future yet. Literally being in between. Because maybe you are resisting the changes that are happening and the cards are telling you, to surrender, go with the flow. But let's take a look at it with the tarot and see what the tarot's got to say about this. Oh, this one's come out, so I will take it. Put it in the middle. So in the center of your spread you have the Ace of Swords. Crossing the Ace of Swords, you get the Three of Swords. Put it like that. Below you is the High Priestess. Above you, the Empress. That's two major arcana. Behind you, King of Cups. Ahead of you, Page of Swords. Advice, Queen of Wands. Environment, Four of Cups. Hopes and Fears, Two of Swords. Let me redirect this a little bit. Final outcome, Five of Wands. Bottom of the deck, underlying energies is the Nine of Cups. And I am going to clarify the Five of Wands. Okay. Okay, so in the near past we get the King of Cups. Now cups are to do with your feelings and emotions, love, intuition, these kind of things. And the King is the Master of the Suit. Now it can represent a male or a female. This is a general reading, so there's no genders attached to the cards. It's someone who is older, because pages are teenagers, generally speaking. Knights are young, mid-20s, mid-30s, and then kings and queens are older. But it doesn't have to be. It could be just someone who represents the characteristic of the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is someone who's very loving, who's in control of his emotions. And this could be who you were dealing with in the near past. Because in the present, you have the Ace of Swords. Now, the Ace of Swords is, for me, the epiphany card, the aha moment that you experience where you get that bolt of clarity. And it is complemented with the Three of Swords, and 3 is a number of growth and expansion. Now, swords are to do with your thoughts, truths, communication, and so the Three of Swords is a victory, is a breakthrough that comes with clarity, but swords, they're sharp, they cut. So it may be unpleasant. You may have had some news, or some truths came your way. That's what this clarity is about, and it was unpleasant. Yeah, and I believe it's something to do with that King of Cups in your near past. In your subconscious, or your higher self talking, dealing with something, is, I'm sorry about my dogs. I don't know why they're barking. But the High Priestess is a very wise character. She gains a wisdom from the channeling that she does. She's the bridge between the spirit world and the physical world, and so she listens to the inner guidance that she receives. So this card talks about trusting your intuition, really looking for signs and synchronicities, and this is something that's in your subconscious. That's your higher self, who's probably trying to point out signs, trying to speak to you. But in your goals, in your conscious goals, you've got the Empress, another major arcana. Now the Empress is number 3, so growth and expansion, as I've explained for the Three of Swords. And she lacks for nothing. She is very creative. She can represent the birth of either a physical human being or the birth of a project. She knows how to provide abundance for herself. She represents beauty. She really is the embodiment of abundance. And this is in your current goals. This is what you're working on. This is what what's on your mind consciously. In the near future, you get the Page of Swords. Now, the pages are news bearers. They bring you news. Swords to do with communication and truth. So you could be getting some message in the near future that's going to bring you some factual truths. As I said, the swords, they cut. So it could be not delivered pleasantly, or it could be just dealing with something that's unpleasant. But yes, that's what it is. But the page also can represent a new direction, so it could represent a new way of thinking. You may change the way you're looking at things in the future. And the advice is the Queen of Wands. So this could be someone helping you who embodies the quality of the Queen of Wands, or this could be asking you to embody this Queen of Wands. Now, the queens are the patient leaders. They're not like the kings who are active leaders. They drive passively, but they are very powerful. The Queen of Wands is very charismatic. She is someone who would lead with a soft word, like a queen, but also carries a big stick and is not afraid of using it. And people know this because she represents the wands, the fire energy. So the advice is to either embody this quality or look out for someone in your environment who's like her and who's going to be helping you. In your environment, you have the Four of Cups. 4 is a number of strong foundations and stability, but it is water energy. And sometimes if you it can represent some kind of stagnation and boredom, because if you put water in a cup, if you leave it there, it will become stagnant water. And this is really linking to this straddling world oracle card over there, wandering between realms. Like in your environment, the water is stagnant. You're kind of stuck between two places. And in your hopes and fears, you get the Two of Swords. Twos are duality, polarity, but also making decisions. And the Two of Swords is blocking, not making a decision because you don't have all the facts yet. And so this is a worry to you. This is part of your fears. You want to have more facts, more data to make your decision. You don't feel you've got everything, that you know everything to make your decision. But yet you have your higher self telling you, trust your intuition. Just look out for signs. Because in the near future you are going to get some news, some more facts to help you with that decision. Because in the underlying energies, you have the Nine of Cups. This is achievement, number 9, cups to do with your emotional state. So this is the wish fulfillment card. It's being emotionally fulfilled and happy. And this is part of your environment. It is an underlying energy, you know, something that's working behind the scene. So although things may be looking stagnant at the moment in your environment, if you take action, like the Queen of Wands would, or if you have someone like her in your environment, you could get to your wish fulfillment. But I do feel that you've got to surrender this King of Cups that you've got in the past. In the final outcome, you have the King of Wands is here, the Five of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. So 5 is change and challenges, and the Wand suit is to do, as I said previously with the Queen, it's to do with passions and love. And you have the divine counterparts here. You've got the Queen and the King of Wands right here. And then 8 is a number of advancement, and Pentacles is to do with your physical world. It represents working on your craft, you know, working at something to make things grow. Okay, I'm going to say this, and this is a very personal message. It's not for everybody, but this Empress, which is in your immediate goal, it's screaming at me pregnancy. And so you may have found out that you were pregnant. And this is your moment of clarity, but you don't know what to do. And you have that King of Cups in the past, so you may have gotten pregnant with the King of Cups. And obviously, according to the cards, you're not together anymore because of that Three of Swords. And so you're now, you know, thinking about this pregnancy. Obviously worried, because in this scenario we're talking about being a single parent. This is talking about challenges and friction with the king, another king, obviously, because it can't appear twice. I only have one deck on the table. And working at this relationship with the king, if you decide to make the pregnancy known, basically, because, you know, this is going to create some friction, because obviously, you know, when we're talking about a baby, people get very passionate. So the King of Cups may turn into the King of Wands, feel passionate about the fact that, you know, you're pregnant, and maybe asking to work at things, you know, to work at this, because now he knows that there's a baby involved. But the underlying energy is the Nine of Cups. This is a very, very positive card. So, as I said, this is a very, very specific message. I don't know, it just screams pregnancy to me. It is telling you to take action, you know, to communicate with the king, you know, because if you take action, like the Queen of Wands, so softly spoken, but, you know, with the big stick, and maybe communicate with the father, which is that Page of Swords in the near future. Yes, it's not going to be easy. Yes, there will be frictions and he will turn into the King of Wands. But if you work on it, you can have, you know, a very, a wish fulfilled. I don't know how else to say it. And obviously your fear is, you know, do I tell him or don't I tell him? Because also the Two of Swords sometimes is blocking something, not making the decision to protect something that needs to grow, which obviously scream the pregnancy card again. So this is a very specific message for someone out there. But the cards are telling you that right now you feel like you're stuck, you know, you don't know what to do. You kind of like the water stuck into that little cup in the Four of Cups. But you need to surrender to life. If you are pregnant, just accept it for what it is, and act as the Queen of Wands. Listen to your inner intuition, to all of those messages that your higher self is giving you, and maybe communicate with the Father, because if you work at this, you can get your Nine of Cups. Now, as I said, this is a very specific message, and we all have free will. Every thought you have, every action you take will have an impact on the energies, so it's entirely up to you what you do with this. But I really hope that this message has resonated or helped someone, because to me it's as clear as day on the table. So I hope you've enjoyed the journey through the cards with me. Thank you for choosing to spend some time here. I really appreciate it. Do let me know in the comment box below, you know, if this was you, if this is your story. I'm very curious to find out. I also do daily reads. I'm going to leave you a card on the right there, and if you've enjoyed the art on the oracle cards I pulled at the beginning, they come from a tarot subscription box called Nine of Earth. I'm not affiliated to them. I buy it every month for myself. I've done an unboxing and I go through the whole oracle deck and all of the other goodies I got with it. So if you want to spend some more time with me, the card is right here if you want to check it out. So I hope to see you again soon. I wish you a great December month. And until next time, au revoir.